Hello. I feel like I should have different intro. I could say something different sometimes. I always say, welcome to CGS BIblecast. But I just kind of want to mix it up, throw you off. Hello. Anyway, sorry. I get bored sometimes doing this and I have to entertain myself. So, we're talking about fear. Talking about how our boy Saul gets scared. Okay, it happens a lot, and usually when he does get scared, he makes pretty bad mistakes. So I saw this acronym for fear. It's false evidence appearing real. I really like that. A lot of times we think that things are really scary and think we're going to face stuff that we are going to get just destroyed by, but really it's just false things, false evidence appearing real, and it can make us crazy, right? Suspicion, paranoia, I'll take over. In desperation, we seek comfort, and we often find comfort doing the wrong stuff, going to food, trusting in the wrong things, putting our attention in the wrong things, putting our focus in the wrong things. And it's what Saul does. Saul spends a lifetime relying on this prophet Samuel. You know, it's a book. It's kind of named after him. We talked about it a little bit. Samuel. So he always goes to Samuel for answers and directions. And when Samuel dies, he kind of freaks out and he gets deafening silence from God because Saul always hears from God through Samuel. So separated from God's wisdom and direction, Saul gives into fear and takes matters into his own hands like he always does. Sorry, I'm kind of weird on this one. I apologize. Anyway, he takes his matters in his own hands because this Philistine army is coming at him. So in his quest for answers and hearing from God, he summons a medium. Now, not a good idea, but he does it, and for some reason, he's able to hear from Samuel. Let's read this. Here we go. This is 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 5 and 7. It says, when Saul saw the vast Philistine army, he became frantic with fear. So he's not just afraid, he is frantic with fear. He asks the Lord what he should do, but the Lord refuses to answer him, either by dreams or by sacred lots or by prophets. So he must have tried other prophets, but it doesn't work. Saul then said to his advisors, find a woman who is a medium so that I can go and ask her what to do. So his advisors replied, there is a medium in Endor. So, whose spirit is Saul trying to conjure up? Well, none other than the man of God, Samuel. You know, I don't know why this works. Honestly, I really don't. I don't know why God allowed this to happen and why this works. But Samuel shows up, and he's like, "Seriously, what are we doing here? Why are we here?" And so it works. And imagine the blood draining from Saul's face and his heart beating through his chest as this deceased prophet reminds Saul that he was God's enemy. That's not good. That's not what you want to hear. So with this added fact, he would die and Israel would be defeated the next day. So like Saul, we can find ourselves succumbing to fear and looking for answers in the wrong place when we can't hear God's voice. Nonetheless, we can't afford to sidestep God's will and seek truth elsewhere. That's what he's doing. He's trying to find help elsewhere, and he's just making it happen himself. When we're trying to do things ourselves, it just doesn't end up very good most of the time. So don't allow fear to overrule your trust in God. Even when God seems silent, we can't find comfort in earthly things. So therefore, seek God's will first and choose his obedience. Trust that no matter what opposing force looms in front of you, he may not take you I'm sorry, I'm reading this thing. I know I'm like way off base here on like what I normally do. I'm reading this. It doesn't make any sense to me. What he's trying to say here is you got to trust the Lord. How many of these am I going to read? And it's going to end with this: trust the Lord. It's just an echo of my life. Everything I go through in life, every time I experience anything, it's just like this drum that's just beating. Trust the Lord. Trust the Lord. It's just this constant rhythm in my life that keeps popping up and showing up. And it's something that when I'm doing real good at trusting the Lord, he's faithful. Okay. He's always faithful and he always comes through. And so as fear is false evidence appearing real, I don't have a cool acronym for the opposite of that, but the opposite of fear is trusting the Lord and him coming through. I don't know what that spells. Probably not a word, but I've never been into acronyms. But anyhow, trust the Lord, put your faith in him, allow him to do his thing, and it's going to work out. Okay. Don't go out there and try to do some weird stuff like Saul to try to make God do something. God's going to do what he's going to do. And if you're faithful, you're obedient, and you trust him, it's going to work out. You're going to be all right. Okay? Just trust him. Have a wonderful day.